Hello and welcome to my thoughts on Friends Forever 17, 18, 19, and 20. This is a very Brenda Hickey-pilled batch of comics. 17, 19, and 20 are all illustrated by her, which I am okay with. I'm pretty sure they're my favorite artist. Very expressive and silly, yet serious. I just like it a lot. It's a very fun style. Alright, anyway, let's get into issue 17. So, our story starts off at Twilight's castle, and she is doing a shitload of paperwork. Twilight's, never shown to really be doing stuff like this, right? The only friendship problem she solves is whatever the map sends her out on, right? Just accepting random requests from random ponies? What is this, writing your local congressman? Everyone's just dumping all their problems on Twilight? Anyway, Twilight's got so much friendship problems to solve, she can't eat or sleep or hang out with her friends. And instead of taking a break like Spike suggests, Twilight goes on a research trip. Yes, that's my princess. And she decides to observe the hardest working pony in Ponyville, Big Macintosh. She's such a fucking creep, God. I love the little journal Twilight's keeping. It's so cute. The dumb little doodles. But then Twilight starts yelling and freaking out and alerts Big Mac. Rip. Definitely less than medium sneaky here. She starts talking about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, but she's conflating it with the observer effect. I don't know. Not the same thing, Twilight. Sorry to burst your bubble. But aside from the semantics of quantum mechanics, I really do love how Twilight is written. She is Twilighting so perfectly well, and it just complements the art style so freaking good. Ooh. I know I don't pog off on the art all that much, but I really do love this art. But anyway, Big Mac, not the best candidate for an interview, and that really pisses off Twilight, so she decides she's gonna probe his mind. And bam, she's introduced to Talkative Big Mac, which... it's weird because all of the Big Macs in his mind are talkative. So little fairy talkative Big Mac kinda not special for some reason. Honestly, helpful Big Mac just as talkative as talkative Big Mac, and talkative Big Mac just as helpful Big Mac. I don't know, it's weird. And then we get introduced to Curious Big Mac, who boy, penetrates one of Twilight's orifices without consent. There is no other way to phrase that sentence. And the inside of Twilight's mind is a library! Wow! What a thought! Man, SMH Big Mac, how do you find anything in here? It's called the Dewey Decimal System, bro. You better believe everything in here is perfectly categorized. I need to stop obsessing over my problems. My stress is a thing of the past. You are a couple years too early on that resolution, Twilight. Which she quickly learns as the manifestation of her stress almost drowns her. But Twilight might not have figured out how to completely get rid of her stress, but she did learn how to take her mind off her problems for just a moment. Which is why I make these videos, so I can take a break from doing actual work. I really did love this issue. There isn't even anything specific to point out. Literally every aspect of Twilight in this comic is great. I really do think this is peak Twilight Sparkle energy right here. The only thing I'm pretty whatever on is all the different Big Mac personalities. Honestly, they're all pretty arbitrary. We really did just need 1, 2 tops, but I mean, that's not a big deal. And the actual moral is so simple and realistic. It isn't a problem solver. Twilight's not cured forever. She realized the strength of taking a 10-minute break. It was just a really cute story. I enjoyed it a lot. One art change. In this shot here, Twilight is just missing one of her legs, so I threw it on. Little oopsie, not a big deal. I'm not just gonna sit here and gush about every aspect of this comic I liked. Let's move on to issue 18. And we start off with the Rainbow Dash trying to PB. Fairly irrelevant to the story at hand, but I guess it sets up the precedent that Rainbow Dash is awesome as fuck, as if we didn't know that already. But anyway, they get invited to Flight Camp Reunion, which obviously Fluttershy is hesitant about, referencing events from her Cutie Mark story and episodes like Hurricane Fluttershy. TLDR, to quickly summarize the entire story, Fluttershy is freaking out because she doesn't want to get bullied and thinks she's gonna get bullied, but, no, the bullies have grown up and feel bad for bullying her. The end. It's fairly simplistic, but it does go, a little deeper. Rainbow Dash has like a little blip in her loyalty, and Fluttershy has a little blip in her kindness. Fluttershy's whole shtick is that she's seeing the best in others, which Rainbow explains at the end. But the entire story, she's literally not doing that. She defined Cirrus Cloud by her past. And Rainbow Dash knew Fluttershy didn't want to go and somehow convinced her. And then Rainbow just, ditches her! Which leaves Fluttershy to her own devices, and all she does for the entire comic is run around and scream and panic. Which is pretty funny. But it's also, the pacing of the story is weird. A lot of nothing really does happen. Up until Rainbow kidnaps Fluttershy at the end, and then finally actually talks to her about her feelings. Which reminds Fluttershy of who she is. And everyone loves her, the end. This was probably my least favorite comic of this batch. Not that I didn't like this, it was just, it was pretty okay. The story was nice and all, but I just didn't really find it particularly interesting or particularly entertaining. I really do like this scene, though, where Fluttershy is fantasizing about the worst possible outcome. It's just getting the bucket of blood poured on her, and then she just starts freaking out and running around. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I really have to say on this one. No art changes. Issue 19. This story starts off at a wedding. Rarity made the dress, and the cakes made the cake. Wow. And then Rarity gets the awesome idea. Yo, what if I started a new business? But her first client doesn't quite go as planned. As we have learned with Canterlot Boutique and Sassy Saddles, Rarity does not play well with others. And while she may be an expert in fashion and aesthetic design, she does not know anything about cakes. So when she inevitably starts micromanaging the cakes, she has no clue what she's talking about. And they just kind of go along. Okay, Rarity, we'll try. Good thing they had a backup plan prepared the entire time. But I will say, you can't blame Rarity for not knowing Ginger Gold was allergic to strawberries, Someone should have told her. Someone should have told the cakes. They clearly didn't know, otherwise they wouldn't have put strawberries in the cake, right? I know that they're trying to make the point that Rarity isn't listening to her client, but that's not the crux of the story, even though that is, hinted at several times. But this is not her fault. And, also not doing the dress that Ginger Gold originally asked for, that is exactly Rarity's job. Rarity stuck with her guns, white with red trim, and in the end, awesome white and red dress that Ginger Gold loved. Good job, Rarity. The real problem is Rarity not listening to the cakes for their opinions or expertise. I will concede, though, Rarity not using the cake topper that Ginger Gold wanted, I can look past my Rarity bias and admit, dick move. This was a nice Rarity story, I liked it. Her propensity to always go bigger and bolder, getting sucked into taking on this client even though she doesn't really have time because she's already made another commitment, but it's Applejack asking her and she's too goddamn generous. And what's a Rarity story without Spike simping for her? Hell yeah, tie yourself to those train tracks. This was a very fun story all around. I really, really did like it. Extremely minor art changes, just the tail and the speech bubble here was missing, and then in this shot here, Rarity's eye is kinda falling out of its socket. I just slightly moved it. Alright, Friends Forever number 20. Discord and Luna story, wow. While it's not mandatory to read Friends Forever 2 or Friendship is Magic 24 before this, you can pretty much get the gist just by understanding Discord's relationship with Fluttershy. But they do really add to Discord's worries at the end of the comic. That's what I really do like about Whitley. He really does try to, expand upon his world and build up the continuity. But anyway, Discord has been sleepwalking, having some nightmares, so Luna enters his mind to figure out what's going on. And the comic's basically just a wacky little adventure as Discord deflects from dealing with his true feelings and concerns. But then Luna realizes the only way to deal with Discord is to get a little silly herself. After realizing that Discord won't calm down and cede control of his dream to her, she attempts to hijack it. She gets super dramatic. Come with me if you want to know the truth. Trying to frame it as a linear storytelling experience. but she can only lead Discord to the door that she wants him to open. It's up to him to walk through it himself. These two have a nice little contrast, where Luna is a rather serious character. She is very much straight, while Discord, on the other hand, is obviously crazy. The same dynamic that Luna and Pinkie Pie have in Friends Forever 7, which gets referenced in the story. Wow, continuity. It's possible that Discord decided to open the Fluttershy door out of intimidation, but I think it's more about respect. I think Discord respected that Luna stopped just lecturing him and tried to adapt the experience to Discord's personality by setting up the little choose-your-own-adventure story. Luna is genuinely trying her best to help Discord, even though, as she states, she does not like him. Anyway, Discord's problem is he's worried about hurting Fluttershy and the Crusaders because he so easily accepted Tyrik's proposition of betrayal. The reason, of course, as Tyrik states, Discord may be free from his stone prison, but he's not, actually free. He's more just on parole. And Discord still feels this way, which is why he's worried about hurting them. His feelings didn't just vanish overnight after Twilight helped him with his friendship problem, got the last key, and became the legendary Super Saiyan. He's literally still having the same nightmare, chained down at the mercy of Celestia's every whim. But then Luna's like, bro, you almost immediately regretted helping Tyrik, and then actively helped stop him, which is more than Luna can say as she let her feelings sit and fester until it drove her to try to kill her sister. And then she reassures Discord that it's okay to still have those feelings, they don't just go away. This is a nice glimpse into Luna's mindset for things like why she created the Tantabus to torment herself. Regret for and fear of hurting the pony she loves. Sometimes thinking darkness is the opposite of good and that she is a lost cause. This story was just very thoughtfully written, and I liked it a lot. Okay, let's wrap this up. Art changes. This shot here, it's a double whammy. Luna does not have her shoe on, but her entire hoof is colored as if it was. And 2, in this shot here, I just wanted to put Luna's magic on as if she was raising the moon, so I just did. Alright, I do believe that is everything. So, those have been my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until next time.